now for our rants and raves of the week, and fittingly, I'm going to start with you, Roy.
Yes, well, I have a rant for my old employer, the Wall Street Journal, which, interestingly enough, chose, when they were dealing with the death of Ben Bradley, chose not to do a print obit on him. And instead, they posted a 9-word statement, which you can read here. That is their presentation of Ben Bradley's death in print. They did a 23-paragraph, very good online obituary, but
what's the point?
Especially business people, a lot of times they just read the print more than most groups. It doesn't make sense to me.
And he changed the business of journalism, and decided you'd think they would at least take that angle.
I would think so too. The Journal doesn't do a lot of obituaries, so that's one defense you may make of them. It also broke rather late in the day, but with obituaries, you're ready for them. You have them written for most cases.
On this case. All right, Dan?
I have a rant for New York Times columnist Ross Douthat, who recently accepted a speaking engagement from the Alliance Defending Freedom. Now, Douthat is pretty well known for being opposed to same-sex marriage, but the ADF goes way beyond that. They have defended anti-sodomy laws. They have supported the criminalization of homosexual acts in other countries. This is a really, really extreme group. And it turned out it was a fundraiser. At the end of the session, people were asked to give money. Now, Douthat apologized. He wouldn't take the speaking fee, and he said he really hadn't checked into the event as well as he should have. Well, let's just hope that the next time he checks into the event before he says yes.
But he is a conservative columnist, so he wasn't really bothered by the premise to begin with.
Well, I mean, I think that he's saying that they're more extreme than he is on this issue. He's kind of like a moderate anti-gay columnist.
Okay, Marjorie.
I have a rant for NBC. I think that they probably should have suspended and been more upfront about it. The doctor, Nancy Snyderman, and remember her cameraman was stricken with Ebola when they were overseas, and she was supposed to be under this 21-day quarantine. Instead, she goes out with some guy, sends him in to get the takeout food, and she didn't keep to the quarantine. And I think if you're a TV personality that's supposed to be trusted as a doctor and giving advice.
Now, the only thing is, it was a self-imposed quarantine.
Right.
No one was putting her in quarantine. And the more I looked at that, I thought, you know, well, the worst thing she did was duck.
I think you have to look. You have to have some integrity. I think if you're a physician, exactly. And I think that it just looks like she was willing to put other people at risk. And I don't want to hear medical advice from her if she's going to do that kind of thing.
It's too bad, because she's really the best medical person out there. Unlike that John LaPook.
Who?
Oh my God, it's CBS. I got to do a whole rant about him someday. It's terrible.
Okay.
All right.
He's on notice.
It doesn't bother me, but okay. Okay. So I have a rave for the Knight Foundation. They announced a separation in their grant making process. So one part is going to be on the Knight News Challenge. A lot of us in the business understand, that's what gets folks' juices going about thinking new ways about journalism, and another is the Knight Prototype Fund, looking forward and innovation in journalism. It's the same pool of money, but they're dividing the duties, and often there's overlap between some pure journalistic enterprises, but also in the innovation area there's a lot of movement of merging. So it'll be interesting to see. I think if each part is concentrating on the best in their arena, then you have an opportunity to bring them together, and I think it's a good thing. But it also highlights both arenas, both journalism and innovation in journalism. So I think it's great.
All right. Well, I think we've all had a rant, right? Is that correct?
A rave.
Oh, you had a rave.
Yes.
You had a rave, sorry. I was going to say it was a quinfecta, but it's not. Quarfecta. Anyway, I have a rant for a couple of radio stations out in San Francisco for not playing this song.
Never be royal. It's a run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for
Now that, of course, is Lord with her big hit Royals, and they won't play the song because
they're playing against the San Francisco Giants in the World Series.
It's ridiculous.
No, it isn't. I love it.
Calling more attention to it.
No, then the station in the other town, wherever it is, because I don't keep up. Who's the other?
San Francisco.
All right, okay. So the other people
and Kansas City
are playing the song.
Kansas City's playing this song.
Right, okay.
Well, I can understand that.
They won't play They Might Be Giants in Kansas
there
City,
you go.
except nobody plays They Might Be
They
Giants.
bring
That
it
was
to the
very
front.
clever.
I left my
Yes.
heart in San Francisco.
I thought it was
perhaps.
extremely
yeah.
clever.
Yeah.
And I don't even pay attention to this, but I thought, oh, now I know the Royals are playing.
Yeah.
All right, Callie, we all learned
Go
something.
Royals.
Okay, that is our show. Tell us what you think. Does Evan Falchuk have a valid case against the media? Does the media need to reconsider Ferguson? Weigh in on our website, beatthepress.org. You can also catch up on past episodes or watch any of this show you may have missed Monday on Greater Boston.
I was resistant for years to make this part of my pain care program because I had young kids, but it came to the point where the benefits were so great and I was so impaired without it that it made more sense to explain to them honestly the medical use of marijuana.
2 years after voters approved medical marijuana, patients say they are suffering and losing patience over the state's slow implementation of the medical marijuana law. That's Monday in Greater Boston. I'm Emily Rooney. Thanks for joining us.